Oh, hey, look at that. It's 1-1. It says on the screen. Also, we're
There
off.
it is. And yeah, they are off.
Hey, well, first item is just a piece of heart. Usually it's just junk. Just the way that the item algorithm goes. I believe that's just that she, in standard, doesn't often have something. Specifically that one.
Yeah, plus since standard forces you to do escape, typically the item you need is an escape. Speaking of
Yeah.
which, for this particular tournament, we get a random weapon at the start of standard. It could be like one of 7 particular items. And in this case, we got Fire
Oh, it's
Rod.
the fire rod. Yep.
I literally
There we
just
go.
commentated the seat with that start.
This is probably the nicest start. Doesn't let you farm up too much. Oh, and there's our bomb.
Both
No need to farm up if the seed just gives you the bomb. So the bomb is honestly the most important part of escape. It can be the determiner of if somebody gets lost for 30 minutes or has a perfectly fine seed. Yumi having a little bit of rough RNG on the guards there. It's actually something that's understated a lot in randomizers, how the enemy RNG in escape can actually slow you down quite a bit. Enemies getting in the way, enemies knocking you out. Rats just blocking like good movement in the sewers. Guards. The blue guards, luckily, are not random. These two, the two required blue guards, they always walk the same way, both of them. They'll walk down and then take a left.
Yeah, that's always fairly handy, especially since they have to dive for their key. Also, just for the sake of 010101, I really want them to find just a single arrow somewhere. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen.
Interesting. If you're wondering why BBB Kermit didn't aggro that guard, but Yumi did, it's actually because that pillar thin in the middle of the room that stops the eyes of the guards from being able to ever see you. That's why you see runners waste technically a very small amount of time by going a little bit higher in that room just to dodge that that guard. It's a little small thin, but you save a bit of time not having to run around the guard.
Yeah, guard aggro in this game is a bit of a weird thing. Like, I think it even, like, reflects hook shots.
Yep, the guard RNG is just another sprite.
Yeah.
And a full heart in that chest there.
Oh, full hearts early are always a good thing, especially when you are just in green mail, just starting off. Every little bit counts. Now, sprite-wise, we have VB Kermit using normal Link, and we have YumeTsubasaCH using Marissa from Toho. Both about standard height sprites, so no difference really in bomb jumps, but it's always interesting to see the custom sprites in the randomizer, especially since everybody has their own little preference.
The majority of hats, though, are not like standard and can't really be used. That's why most people have learned the sword-based tells for things like Ice Palace Bomb Jump or the White Circle trick for the Hammer Jump, if they're learning any of those kinds of tricks.
Yeah, you go with what's more consistent, and if you do want to use a sprite like this, the sword, and sometimes even the shadow is more consistent.
Yeah. Shadow's another good way. Alternatively, just the pixels that you can see, usually that the shadow's covering. A good one in Hera to do that bomb jump is without boots, you need to see the whole quote-unquote face of the tile. But if you are on with boots, you can actually, you have a little bit more leeway and can see half of it, which is interesting.
Boots tend to allow for somewhat easier bomb jump setups because you can bonk the wall and then take your careening jump across the pit you're trying to get over.
Usually gives you a roughly 4 pixels extra. And there's the flute in Escape. That's actually pretty huge. That just instantly shaves like minutes off of the time it's going to take anyone to do a seed. Like whenever you find the flute, it's always going to almost always going to save you time.
Yeah, not to mention, since they found it here, since Kakariko Village is the ideal next stop for any general start in a seed, they're gonna activate that thing immediately.
Yeah, there's no way. Like this is perfect. Honestly, I don't know if that's the T-Rat. Oh, it was. Okay, I wasn't sure if that guy was the T-Rat. They kind of did a magic trick there and swapped with each other.
Yep. 3 more items over here. Still have not found the map. Oh, there it is. So Sanctuary does need to be opened. Did Yume not? Oh, I guess they did. Oh no, they lost their bomb. So they did not check those items, though. There's nothing important there. They're gonna be thinking about it, though.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be on the back of their mind. But it's gonna be fine. They're just gonna play it off like normal. But they're gonna have to come back here at some point. That could slow them down if it's for some whatever reason they are just never back in this area. With the flute, coming back here is actually just requires a save and quit. But with the flute, normally you just don't save and quit.
That's the
so
problem.
if their route works out really well, they might just never be back over here. So that might actually turn out fine. They might save time on those chests. And hey, 20 rupees coming off the tree.
Good, yeah, good tree pull. That is money that they would like to find right now. And I'm gonna go check Lumberjack Cave over here on Yume's side.
And just a piece of love.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Oh, it's a shield. Okay.
Actually, even less useful.
Yeah. That actually loses you frames, I think, in the run. Maybe I've heard. Yeah. I don't know if that's just.
I've heard from many people.
Superstition.
I've heard from many people that shields tend to cause that type of lag. Hello, Quake.
I think you only lose frames in some of the later rooms in the game where it's just slightly more laggy because of the extra sprite.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The shield is a separate sprite. It's not like they just kind of augmented something on Link. Just like the Guard's vision, it's just like an extra sprite that moves with Link that prevents damage. Similar to how the Guard's vision sprite works, where it will just stop projectiles. Probably coded the same, honestly. Just the guards is like huge, and that's why guards are actually super laggy. If you've ever been playing this game and you're like, man, why is this stream so laggy? All there are is like 5 guards standing still. It's because there's actually like 10 sprites in the room.
Yeah, they're invisible basically, but they're still there.
And they still take time. They're still moving. That's why the invisible Link isn't a time save, because Link isn't so much invisible as is using a transparent color.
Yeah.
And neither runner finding extra bombs on the way here, so both going to check the shop.
Yeah, it just sometimes happens. You just have to buy the bombs early.
Now, what I would have done if I was these guys is I would have handed in my flute. Or no, I would have done and checked race game first, like after the bombs. And then watch the way back up. Because you have your flutes, you can fly for anywhere. It doesn't matter where you start or end.
True.
So, I never see anybody do that when they don't get bombs. Checking race game first, and then coming back and getting their bombs.
Well, Ball Vendor was a complete crapshoot, just 20 rupees in return. But still a bunch of items to be had here. Like that sword over there. And that power glove. And a bunch more money, that's pretty helpful. And silvers. Good blind hut. Very good blind hut. Kermit's gonna follow behind and get those items while Yume heads over to the well.
Yeah, and we'll see what they get here. And a half magic, it's gonna help out a lot.
How did that bomb not hit? I guess it was just pixels away from the point.
More fun with Link to the Past sprites.
Yeah.
And the item that comes out of the chest is a sprite. So basically, what Yume did was they threw the bomb, opened up the chest, and that basically created a wall of some kind, preventing the bomb from going further. I've seen it happen a few times.
That's weird. That's how they coded stuff in the back in the day. So now check this lower portion, which again with flute, checking this is going to be very easy and efficient.
Yeah, and with the flute, they'll be able to flute out of the race game. So I would be surprised if they didn't spend the bomb. So I'm actually a little bit surprised.
Yeah, especially well, there wasn't anything there. There was at least one like item dense location in Kakariko, but usually if Kakariko doesn't have much in it, I will consider.
Did Kermit not turn on his flute?
I think he did earlier. I think Yume forgot to turn on their flute though.
Oh.
He's going back now to do it. He realized.
Yeah. This is, it's so unoften. This happens literally all the time in these early flute races. I don't think I've ever seen a race where both runners activated their flute.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not in your mind.
Someone forgets. It's like, oh right, I have this thing.
Look, I've seen good runners get their flute from the bottle fender and just keep going through Kakariko.
I decided to save and quit anyways.
That's because they got their power gloves.
Yeah, they're just gonna check
makes
this
sense.
now. Makes sense. Kermit gonna not take the piece of heart.
He finished the game and then decided not to take it anyway. It's cute. Oh, checking the out of the way spots first. I like it a little bit. Just get those out of the way first. Just do it in a weird order because you can.
Yeah, he actually does have enough money for Zora, and Zora is in logic. There's just no Moon Pearl to kind of encourage a fake flipper right now.
I actually like checking 6 first and going Adina as the first thing I do with my flute. I don't know. It's just like I'm paranoid of that spot.
Yeah, early flute makes it like more incentivized to check Agina because you can actually get over there without having to walk in eternity.
Right.
Map check finally, all blue crystals in the light world.
Another interesting movement in time-wise is if you go to Adina and you walk and you walk in there, it is faster to save and quit from Adina and then flute from your house than it is to walk out of Adina's cave and flute to wherever you're going.
Yeah, that was one I always questioned, and I would always save quit because it's just the walk never feels like it's faster.
It really isn't. There's like 3 screen transitions. It's slow. It's very slow.
Yeah, and there was blue mail in that chest, which actually just made me notice that's not the vanilla Link. Yeah, he would have had a yellow cap. So there's a slight variant on it. I'm not aware of which one.
Oh, Miko's there pointing something out that BB actually probably fluted already. And once you've fluted, you can't pick up items when the duck's coming to get you. You're in a state where the game won't let you pick up these items. So that actually explains that.
It did look like he walked through the item when he was trying to grab it. So.
I actually missed him walking through it. I just saw him on the other end. So yeah, that happens. Whoops. And you gotta keep that in mind with the flute.
Alright, what's in here?
Oh, there's our Moon Pearl. That's gonna send them to Zora, probably, with how much money they have. And the Book of Mudora, with the items that they have, that is
desert.
That's Lanmolas. Yeah, that's if it's not Bootslot, that's Lanmolas right there.
Yeah.
I still think that Zora is the correct play here because of where they are. BBB Kermit might be thinking of something else, or might be flued into 8. Nope, flew into 6. Might be going into 6 desert. a lot of people think that an early book is a huge indicator, but so it looks like that's where they are going.
Plus, he may as well get the information now, and if he can't do anything, at least he can check Agina while he's here.
Exactly. And if it's a small key, but the big key is torch locked, then you can check those 2 items and then walk out. The unoften used right side.
Yeah. Now, Yume, I imagine, will probably go set up a fake flipper. Or they might be considering fluting. He did take out that flute.
Okay, and there's the small key. So we're gonna go to the right side, and if we find the big key there, and both going to desert.
Yep.
Nope,
Yume right
Yume's
behind.
going to Agina first.
Yeah, I suppose whether you do Agina first or not is sometimes a matter of preference. It probably is faster to do him after Desert.
Well,
though.
especially if this isn't a big key that BBB Kermit's on. If this is anything but the big key. But it's the big key, so this is not boot slot. It's desert.
No, but he is going to want to quickly go and check what is on the torch, because if it is the remaining item, he will probably need to come back for it if it's important. And Agina just with a 5-bomb expansion. Alright, well, let's see. Compass. Nope, you can clear this desert fully then.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Very early available desert. Would expect a glove upgrade or hammer, honestly, here. Or shovel. Shovel works. I know, it's kind of feeling like there might be, what's it called? Progression here. But maybe
progression
not.
hidden behind desert. Which, that shovel could be hiding, so it's entirely possible. Oh, both runners getting 8-bomb drops, that's fairly nice. Now, Kermit gotta go deal with the Lambos. Thankfully, with half magic, he can just fire rod spam those things down.
Yeah, it only takes 2 fire rod shots on each of them, so 6 to kill them. And if you can double hit them, it really depends on a lot of things, then you can.
Yeah, not to mention, he just has twice as many shots as he would otherwise.
Exactly. You actually, with full magic, have exactly enough to clear the torches and kill Lammolas. Don't forget your key.
Yep. Well, Yume's not too far behind, just found the big key, should find the shovel before too long. As Kermit enters the Lammolas. This should not take more than a minute if he's accurate.
I mean, it's Lammola, so sometimes you just don't have control over it.
Yep. 1 shot. Left to go. And scene. Now that finishes off Desert fully.
Yep. This is full clear, quote unquote. 1 item that we didn't get just because of the way it was laid out.
Yep. And won't have to worry about this corner of the map for a while, really, because Meyer could very well have just been a pendant this seed. We won't know until Dark World gets checked. And we are still a hammer or another glove from that happening. And I think Kermit almost flew it away, remembered he had Agina left. So he's gonna go check Agina now as Yume makes his way up to the Lammolas himself. Now, I believe, Kermit does have the Moon Pearl. It just wasn't labeled. It was in Mini Moldorm Cave, they both grabbed it.
Yep. Now we're just looking for a hammer, something similar. Grabbing the shovel, gonna do that right away. Could be something on Death Mountain still, could be something in Eastern area, but with the flute they really want to combine Eastern and Pod.
Well, I think they may have little choice but to go to Eastern because they can't do much on Death Mountain as things currently stand. It's either that or they do the flipper route. Ooh. You are happy to dig those up any day of the week. So, Kermit now in possession of boots. Gonna go check the bonk rocks. Again, yes, Kermit does have the Moon Pearl. And, oh, a bottle. I can go check Sick Kid with that pretty easily.
Is this the longest fetched west? Oh man, those boots! I love boots. That just adds more things to check.
Not many, and Kermit already checked the main two that he could.
Yeah. But it also just makes it. This is a fast seed. Zoom, zoom.
Yep. And both runners near
Yeah, both
sync
runners.
over to the
Huh.
hunt.
That was a very long fetch rest, by the way, for one rupee.
Single rupee.
Yeah.
The one to rule them all. They technically did not have... Kermit did not technically have to throw the bomb like
Yep.
Yume did there. You bombed. But there's
the hammer. Woohoo! Yeah, they're probably pretty happy about that. Honestly, I would abandon.
Yeah, I would abandon ship.
Eastern here.
Yep, they're both
Both
abandoning
runners.
ship.
Yeah, in this case, normally I wouldn't, but in this case, I would. We'll see if they both go to 3 or if they go to 4. Looks like they're both going to 3 with their hammer.
I would have considered going to 4. You could go to Hype Cave and get that checked out. But without Mirror, I suppose it's probably better to start up here.
Well, it does take a lot of time. A lot of people like to start at the other way and then go to, like, say, Catfish or something, like Hype Cave to Catfish route. But some people like to do this. It does take about a minute, so in a larger race, you'll generally lose a minute if, say, Titans is accessible in Hype Cave, Southern Dark World, or something, just because of how long it takes to hit that warp. With Boots, it's a little bit less of a problem, but with the Fire Rod, they might both be thinking about going to this crystal here.
5, 6 crystals at Pod and Thieves. We have red pendant at T-Rock, blue pendant at Mire, green pendant at Swamp. So this is potentially a medallionless seed. And yeah, Skull Woods is now very tempting, given you have the means to just take care of it fully. But you are going to be fighting Moth with a Fire Sword. But Half Magic Fire Rod will help.
So Swamp Palace being a crystal, a pendant is interesting. It's a lot of items, actually. There's 7 items locked behind that dungeon now. But that also means that Hookshot can be anywhere else in the game. It could even be in GT. So that's always a worry.
We also may never find Mirror this seed.
Yeah, no Misery Mire. We've already done Desert. In fact, sort of felt like it was required for Dark World, but technically Dark World has been accessible since the very beginning of this game. So, Yeah, both just going straight to Mothula. What the heck? I'm not sure if we're seeing like one feed's just slightly delayed or what, but it's like they're the same person. So interesting thing, Mothula can never drop a small key. Just FYI.
No, but you can drop the big key like you just did.
Yeah, that big key cannot lead to a small key ever. So Mothula can never drop a small key or the big key leading to a small key. So this is just an interesting fact. That was changed because technically you could soft lock, you could hard lock the game. Sorry, soft lock the game. You could not progress. Yeah, he's got to be careful. It's not guaranteed that you're going to kill him, even with 16 shots, the way that this fight works with the damage cancellation out of the spikes here. And there it is, down.
Yep, both players managed to best Moth.
Now, they don't want to damage boost off the spikes or the Gyptos. Both will deal 1 damage. Or just walk. I don't know, just fine.
Well, it's going to take you 7 hits to death warp back to the beginning, by which point you probably could have walked back anyways.
Possibly, especially with the boots.
Yeah. If they were still on green mail, I would have said, yes, go tank on the Gyptos, but everything's doing 1 heart in that room, so there's not much of a reason to take the death warp in this particular instance, in my opinion.
And you find it interesting that both runners are basically routed the exact same through this, and it's not often that you see runners go straight to Mothula. But both these runners have been playing for quite a while and run on SRL quite a lot.
That they do. Nope, still nothing. And you may taken a few hits there. So all the items were in the front, but one of them could also be in that big chest, which would have required a trip to Moth anyways.
Oh, Yume not doing the bomb jump.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm just gonna route it from here.
What? Oh, okay,
Both?
okay, never mind. I thought they both
Oh.
weren't gonna do the bomb jump. I was like, what the heck is this? This is insane. And there's the other item, just 10 bombs. So no actual progression here, but they got it out of the way, so.
Oh, because the other item was right over here, wasn't it? No? I think there's still
Wasn't
one more.
I think wasn't the item on Oh,
No,
I thought the item was under
had
Moth. No, in the lawn chest. Whoops, I thought it was like a 20. Never mind.
Nope,
It's the Titans! Oh my goodness, I would have I was playing, I would be paying more attention, but oh man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big item to almost miss as a
Yeah.
Woo.
Okay, well now you
Okay.
feel a lot better taking this route, because now you can go deal with the Smiths.
Wow, no, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is a huge find. That means that both these owners are going to feel really good about not going to Hype Cave. Because that's really all you're looking for when you do the Hype Cave route. Either that or some more progression like Hook Shot or something. But they already kind of had everything they needed to do the stuff on the left side of Dark World.
Yeah. Plus, this also means that it's probably going to be single trip up Death Mountain, which would be very handy.
Well, we still need a mirror or a Hook Shot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, with the Titans it usually is. So
Yeah, they just need
I
one
feel
of
really
those.
good here.
The difference is if they find Hookshot, they can check everything. If they find Mirror, they're not going to be able to get all of Hookshot Cave immediately. You may gotta dip into Thieves before checking the rest of the items outside. It looks like Kermit's gonna do it too. Nope, Kermit is gonna.
He's just opening it up to get out of the way.
Yep. Big key right out.
With Boots, this dungeon is significantly faster.
Yeah, significantly so.
See
Lots of straight corridors.
Yeah, we'll see if Kermit shits all of the chests and if there's anything that will speed up these down. There isn't actually that much. Your sword doesn't really matter for the boss, and as a randomizer player or any speedrunner, you really shouldn't be killing. You should be killing as little as possible. Even RPG randomizers where you kill a lot of thins. The goal is to kill as little of thins as possible usually.
Yeah, it's like the minimum feasible typically to get you through the game.
Yep. Oh, hey, look! I found Excalibur in FF1. I don't have to kill as much this game, but still need to kill like a lot of what are they called? What's the red boy who does all the experience? Chad, help me out. One of you know.
Yeah, I sadly do not.
It's left my brain all of a sudden.
Now, they found at least 2 of the items in the front. I don't remember if they found a third one or not. I'm forgetting what was in the chest that Kermit is about to open here. Let's see. Key. Okay, so they're still looking for 2 items.
Thank you, Chet. Agamas. I knew it was a Zelda sounding thing. Actually, I knew it sounded like Adinam or Adina.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out the last syllable.
Yume on 1 heart here and needs to be very careful not to lose it. Pretty much any enemy in this dungeon is going to be able to do that missing heart.
You really, really, really want to throw that bomb, like, above all else.
Yeah.
I like what Yume is doing here.
He is really hesitant to even step in the room right now. I can't blame him.
Yeah, these guys hurt. Oh!
He's fine.
We're good now, yeah.
He is in the clear. It's not as big a time loss now if he gets killed at this point. Kermit not doing much better in the health department himself. 2.5 hearts, and now gonna go down to 1.5 due to the spikes.
Tried to, I think, get a heart from that guy, and then lost a heart anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting thing with that room, that spike room with the red thing in the middle of it. If you just walk, and the moment that both of the spikes, like the spikes that are like one store and a half the room, one store in the full room, once they meet by you, just charge. Oh my goodness! If he dies here,
Same.
you don't have. Oh, that is a huge time loss, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's gonna cost him like 2 minutes to get back there. Yume could still die at an inconvenient time in the dungeon as well, but much less of a time loss, especially if he can get blind to his room. And we're still looking for 1 more item in this dungeon. And that would be it right there. So blind is empty-handed, save for a crystal. And it's one of the important crystals. Okay, so thinking about it, logically we don't need a ton for this seed, do we?
No, we've kind of chopped away some Maria, Ice Rod, Mirror, or, well, Hookshot is required, but...
We need Hookshot, we need the bow. Logically we need the flippers, we may not have to find them though. But past that, I think that's literally it. Everything else is optional.
Oh my goodness. Oh, K-Clutch.
Yeah.
These runners are good, but I don't think that they are at the point where they've learned how to hover, which is kind of like the last thing you should learn.
Yeah, that's incredibly perfect, like frame perfect, repeated button inputs. It is not easy. Alright, so you may gotta go check the remaining locations that Kermit did before you came in. And from there, we'll probably take the south path to Race Game and Hype Cave. If you don't find much, though, where do you go from here?
Well, I mean, you grab the Smith, you do the South Shore World Tour with him, and then save and quit, hand him in. Unless you find the mirror on the way, then you save time there.
Yeah, I guess it's just not clear what dungeon you dip from here. Well, let's see what's at race game. Unfortunately, can't grab the Smith prior to doing this because he will not let you dig. So you have to do the dig game first and then make your way back up to the Smith. Oh, this is a lot of digs already for what may potentially be nothing. A whole lot of digs. There we go, magic power.
Oh, that's we can't get that just yet. It's we're kind of stuck in the dark world, so we'll be doing Smiths.
When we turn into Smith, though.
Yeah, that'll be nice to get with the Smith, but we'll see. Now, this is a seed that would put a few runners way ahead of their opponent. Depending on where the hook shot is, depending on how the seed plays out, we really don't need that much more. Depends on also these guys' darkroom experience. I just realized don't have the lamp just yet. We'll see if we get that.
Yeah, the lamp can be a factor. If you're not very good at navigating certain dark rooms, like some of the ones in Pod, for instance, are actually kind of tricky. You will probably get hung up. Those two, although Meyer's dark rooms are probably off the table this seed at least, so that's at least a bit of a help. You may actually not check hammer pigs like Kermit here just did. Might do it when he goes back for the purple chest later, but just 50 rupees in there. Not important. Alright, time for what is called Hype Cave, and sometimes lives up to its name, sometimes does not.
Yeah, just getting an item one after the other, the anticipation usually is the cause, but in this case, we're probably just gonna get nothing. We already have a lot of items, but hey, a Master Sword at the very end. Oh,
It was getting worse and worse, and it's like, okay, shit, fine, here's what I'm actually
save
holding.
and quit instead of going all the way through the dark world.
Yeah, it's possible he could have done Pyramid and Catfish as well, and it may have been advisable just to save some time. But he wants to get the Smith turned in as quick as he can.
Interesting.
And Kermit gets his powder. And he hasn't checked this either.
Can check both of them. There's the bottle.
Yep. So both runners have cleared 3 dungeons at this point, even though it may not be indicative. But they're both doing basically the same stuff right now because they don't have really any better lead to go off of without something else. Oh, you may even check in King's Tomb real quick. I would not have thought to do that right at this moment.
Oh, not even handing the bottle.
Nope, just gonna take the Smith, check the bat. Maybe he'll hand out the ball on the way back to potentially grab the chest. Well, let's see what the Smiths have.
Yeah, let's see what we're doing for 20 rupees today, and a full heart at their current health is pretty welcome.
Indeed.
And now we'll be checking hammer pegs, as well as grabbing the chest after this, I assume.
Yeah, and he's gotta check Magic Bat right now.
Finding the mirror would also be very nice if they're doing that. Oh, both runners stopping at... Oh, BBB
Yep.
Changing his mind.
Kermit thought about it and decided that he may as well keep going. Because, well, let's face it, there's no better time really to get catfish than when you're doing this little tour.
Pretty much.
There are some times, like if you're rounding all of the north with a mirror, then sometimes you have a better time to check catfish. But it varies.
Did the runners check Sora? I want to say
Not
they...
yet.
No?
Because no one did fake flippers.
Yeah, so I wonder if, well, flippers might not be required in this seed. Well, actually, they kind of
By
are.
logic, they
If
are. But
But if they're the last item that you need...
there they are.
Oh! Wow, I wish they had the mirror right now.
Ask and you shall receive. Well, yeah, Yume is now going to go do Hammer Pigs and grab the purple chest. And Kermit's definitely going to be thinking about the flipper stuff now. Can even go into ice if desired. May not be the best idea, but it is one on the table nonetheless.
If Catfish had mirror here, this would be crazy.
Yeah, this would be very... It would be very nice if he had mirror. Make routing so convenient right now.
Ice Palace could be completely in logic depending on its key layout, or just partially in logic now, but it is. You may do in the save and quit instead of walking back, and that's understandable because they got boots.
And just because it was addressed with the Ice Palace. Ice Palace doesn't always require hookshot. The seed I literally just commentated before this had hookshot on Ped with Ice Palace as a pendant. You just get an early key instead to subvert having to use the hookshot. So depending on key layout, hookshot may not have been required by the logic for Ice this seed.
Yep. But it would be required for Swamp.
It would be. You can't do Swamp without it.
With the boots, that means the hookshot is not required for Misery Mire. Misery Mire is hookshot or boots. Also, we're finally seeing somebody check Death Mountain.
Can only get 2 items currently, but thought to check anyways. The Smith Chain was also a complete bust, because nothing important in it. So then where does it want us to go? Does it want us to go to Pod or Eastern? Because that's almost what it feels like, is it wants us to go to Pod or Eastern. Or the Flipper stuff / Ice. Those are like the 2 leads we have.
I think Ice might be the right play here.
Yep. More money for Yume.
For the person in chat mentioning like that they've watched so many randomizer runs, the pedestal is only required in less than 2% of seeds, so like 1.6%. It is extremely unlikely. Chat just likes to meme about it a lot. That's why you're wondering why everybody talks about it, but it never happens.
Kermit is doing the flipper path now.
Yep, doing the stuff that most people would normally do with fake flipper. Another note, they did not complete Eastern. Again, that's normal. You don't have... Oh, get in a potion. Maybe considering the
ice play.
Just the faked ice play, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
There's a few others that they could do. But these runners already have 3 crystals in this seed, so they're probably both feeling pretty good here.
Red Meringue off of Hobo. And something that is just occurring to me here is I believe we are actually a mirror away from being able to actually enter Swamp and check it for items.
Oh, wow. You mean doing the fake flip, and then I think Kermit's going to do it without the fake flip.
Yeah, they're both going in.
Oh, man, this is super interesting.
Well,
depending on the route, oh, right, no, Kermit's going to finish up.
Kermit's got more to do, but he probably will go to ice after this if he finds nothing.
Okay, so interesting thing here. Yume could never run into the flipper, and that's probably what they're trying to do here. They want to just avoid having the access to the flipper.
You may also take advantage of a little known fact that the Quake Medallion can actually kill the Pen Gators so long as they're not jumping and sliding. Ooh, mirror.
Wow. Lich is wise. We're only looking for the bow.
Yeah. That mirror, though, does open the front half of Swamp for item checks, which is not fantastic. And Zora was also a ripoff once again. And yeah, Kermit now gonna do the King's Tomb check as well since he had to save quit. So Mirror finally gives Yume access to the right side of Death Mountain, which means when he's done with Ice, he will probably go straight to Death Mountain to go check the locations that he can. Doesn't quite get the bomb jump on the first attempt.
I'm quite bad at getting this consistently. So oh man, we're seeing the Mire play. This has been open to us for a while. The Mire area, at least. No mirror, though, means it can't shut the whole thing.
Nope, and you can only check this stuff. If you can open Mire, you can go in.
Oh, hey, that's the ice rod.
That's not the best thing to find about now.
One of the few enemies that died to Quake, by the way.
Yep. And it's Ether for Mire, so...
Okay, that's probably good. Didn't send them in some weird path and out of the way, etc.
Kermit taking a minute to kind of realize where he can still go. I think he finally remembered the Ice Palace is actually on the table.
Oh! And we don't need hookshot!
We don't need hookshot.
This is full clearable in... Well, no, they would need Tina Samaria for this to be full clearable. But with bomb jumps and such, we're good.
Yep.
So, yeah, this dungeon is super weird logic-wise. And we're seeing Ice Palace, so this is good. There could be more in this dungeon required.
Yeah. Well, there's only one item left to find now with that heart piece pickup.
Yeah, it could be on Cold Stair, though.
Could be.
Logically, though, they would need the Canis Maria for this to be in logic. So we'll see what is on the last few chests. But this is pretty good. They've already, Yume's already got the bomb jump.
No hookshot, though, does mean you're going to have to find some perhaps less than favorable way over to Ice-T.
Just the mirror. So we can just finish this up. We don't even have to shut the other chests if they're counted. I think that this dungeon's one of the hardest ones to count because you're thinking about so much going through this dungeon, like tricks and jumps and such. You might not even think like, oh, I got 3 items. You're thinking, okay,
Yeah, that was the third drop right there, those 50 rupees. So just right to Cold Stair.
Not even checking the chest in the bottommost room or the big chest. So we're going. This dungeon's done. That is our 4th crystal. Yume is going to be able to get their 5th crystal from Hera shortly after this.
Yep. And Yume also is very thankful there's magic in this room because he needs half his tank to get rid of the ice on Cold Stair with the half magic.
Oh, they're going to have to be very careful. Oh, wait, but they bought the blue potion because this was their intention to come here.
Yep, they were prepared for this. Kermit might be less so. We'll see if that plays into a factor when he gets to Cold Stair.
Very clean end in there.
Yep, and Kermit's setting up for the bomb jump.
Very cold frozen burrito. Might want to take that to like to Turtle Rock and just eat that up.
Yeah, Kermit having issues setting up his bomb jump here. If he can't do this, he won't be able to clear the dungeon. If he doesn't... Oh boy. Yeah, now he can't do it. He literally does not have the health to do it.
But they have the important part, which is the mirror.
Oh! And now he's going to have to redo the part of the beginning of the dungeon. he may just decide to come back later at this point with the mirror in hand, which we know he's not losing much time for that, and that is what he's going to do. But he will have to come back and clear Ice Palace at a later point in time, which will lose him some time. So Yume's just gonna go right up towards Hera because they already came up here.
Looks like Kermit's doing the same thing with their mirror.
Yeah, based on what the seed gave us, I imagine this was the intended means to go up the mountain. Alright, let's see what's over here on the Ether Tablet. Just ammunition, not worth. And you may go into Hera. Big key. So, no basement yet. Not even gonna check the chest on this first floor. Interesting. I've only seen this like once or twice. Alright, so Kermit now entering. Will he do the same thing that Yume did here and skip that chest on the main floor? No, he's gonna go grab it. It has 20 rupees. You may gotta check what this particular big chest has. If it's the other item, it means that Kermit won't be done when he's done with the Troll Dorm. Nope, that's the item that we do not want to see, the small key.
We'll see if Mole Dorm is going to have the item or not.
And we'll also see how trolly Troll Dorm wants to be. This is one boss who typically does not go your way. But it's either 3 spins with the Master Sword or 3 smacks with a hammer. You can take your pick and even mix between the two. Not too bad for Yume, though.
Let's see if they get an item. Nope, we're going to have to do the downstairs, which is fine.
This technically also saved Yume some time because he did not get the 20 rupees that was in that first chest. So he's just going to go do all of that in one pass. And you definitely go back in, you found nothing so far. But yeah, gonna have to take a forced coffee break / bathroom break.
Mm-hmm.
This tile room is very long and you have to sit through it. Or you can just... Oh, there, he was trying to set it up. Oh, no. Yep. For those who don't know, you can get caught on the corner between corner blocks like that, and you are just stuck. You cannot get out. So, lost a teeny bit of time there, a little unfortunate. This time I'm gonna have to bomb it since he did take damage. Not even gonna end up on the blocks, just gonna have to defend himself now. Kermit gonna do the block trick as well, gonna actually stand on the blocks. So after this, both of us are going to go to the right side of Light Death Mountain, and we'll probably, with Mirror, try to couple the Dark Death Mountain in an efficient manner as well.
And there's some
Yeah.
bombs.
Not worth your coffee break.
I mean, the peace of mind.
That's all it's worth. And in Rando, that's worth a lot, typically. What's in Lumberjack Cave? It is a shield, so definitely not important. Let's see, another heart container up on the island past Hookshot Cave. And you may gotta do Spiral Cave before doing anything else on the mountain. And looks like Kermit's gonna do the same. I think he was considering going to Turtle Rock, but I think Dead Rock was blocking his path.
And just a green rupee for the run.
And now we move on to Paradox Cave. With Mirror, he could have despawned the block in the lower entrance, which is technically the higher entrance, which is hence this cave's name. But this still works. Blue
Okay.
Boomerang.
If we find Samaria here, that's going to probably lead our runners into Turtle Rock.
At this point, yeah, probably. If they can open it, it would have to be Quake. Which would actually make the pendants vanilla. Not the pendants, the medallions.
Oh, hey, there's our hook shot.
Oh, that's a good
Ooh.
time to find that over there in Paradox. Though that does put Swamp Palace fully in logic now.
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, I think you're fairly certain that Pedestal... well, no, actually, Ped can have the bow. Ooh boy.
We know Ice Rod's available.
Yeah. As are the flippers. They're two items Yume does not have because he has not gone to check those particular locations. The Ice Rod was in the Mire Shed, and the flippers are on the pyramid.
So yeah, just bow left for go mode at this point. We did not
Yep.
find Samaria, but they are going to open it up anyway, just in case they find it.
Yes, we don't actually have Samari to do T-Rock yet, so that's the big go-to Ped shoe-in, is the Samaria King.
We're actually only missing the bow locked dungeons. I think that the next plays actually do Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, just dip them for the items.
Just dip them for the items. See if the bow is there. If you know how to do the dark rooms, or I mean, you know where to shoot the fire rod, then there you go.
And looks like T-Rock is locked by Bombos. Another bottle in Paradox Cave.
And another piece of heart.
Not Paradox, Super Bunny. My mistake. And now they can do Hookshot Cave. And I did say they could do the whole mountain. There's one location they can't check, and there's a location I think both forgot to check, actually. I don't think either runner went to the Ether Tablet. Oh boy. Oh, you still need 2 medallions. Not
hey!
Cane yet.
I must be behind because I only just saw that cane.
Yeah, potentially. Kermit taken off. Yume did remember Ether Tablets, from the looks of it. No, he's doing the thing I was afraid he'd do. This is the location that's not in logic yet. Because unless you drink a potion, you're not getting through this.
Correct. Do we even have a potion?
We just got a red one from Hookshot Cave.
Oh, okay. May as well just get this out of the way. You never know where that blue cane could be.
Kermit, meanwhile, decided to head back to ice. Now with Cane Samaria, he doesn't have to worry about doing the bomb jump.
There's the rubies. Yeah, I think that pod is the best play. I think that just dip in pod, seeing if the bow is in pod or eastern. And that's the best.
Now, Ether Tablet and Bombo's Tablet are on the table as well, and neither runner has checked those. But there's also Swap Palace, technically, although
Yeah.
Yume can't do it yet, so...
Man, if Bo has been in Eastern the entire time, wow. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about how the runners are going to feel that they skipped that.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty bad.
Checking Balmos tablet.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Oh, Ether was 10 arrows? I did not see a runner check that, my mistake. Then what's Bombos? More money. See, that only makes me worry because that book was used, I think, just solely for desert access right now. But it is still going to be a fair number of items before pet is even a consideration. We'll probably even be able quite a while before we even see a check, since both runners have done Skullwoods. Oh, there's that lamp finally. That helps a fair bit. Yume's next destination... back to the village.
So Kermit trying to do the stuff that he wasn't able to do the first time.
Yep.
So we know that this is fruitless.
Whereas Yume is taking care of some overworld locations that he left behind.
Oh, that he didn't have the mirror for.
Yep. Just gonna take care of them now. May even choose to root over to Catfish, take care of him, before maybe taking a dip into Pod or Eastern. Nope, just bombs. So yeah, just in case anyone's wondering where this bow could be, anywhere except for GT and the Pyramid Fairy, and on the bosses that need and on the bosses or rooms that need arrows. So this bow has a lot of potential locations still. Alright, so you may get that ice rod now, yep.
I wonder what they're gonna think about this.
Well, now one thing they are going to be able to do, because of that mirror too, is they can get Checkerboard Cave, which Kermit could not check when he did the initial shrink over here. Kermit, meanwhile, heading over to Cold Stare.
No, it's just 3 bombs in checkerboard.
Yep.
Come on, somebody go to Pod or Eastern. I don't know, it looks like we're gonna check Catfish and such.
Yeah, well, yeah, by doing this, he's definitely not doing Swamp, because he does not have flippers. It looks like Kermit could not get the Cold Stares melted in the corner. He does kill one straight with Fire Rod, though. Make that 2. There's one left.
I suppose it's both a little bit easier and a little bit harder to deal with when there's just one. 'Cause it moves faster, less laid, but it's obviously easier to like kind of keep one of them handled.
Yeah. Alright, Yume has come over to the pyramid and is going to get those flippers as an indicator of where they may want to go. And they have not checked the flipper route yet, so gotta be on the back of their mind. May even check Hobo before dipping into Pod, given there's a nice, convenient little location you can mirror to right near Pod. It's not commonly used, but it is there. He's also just gonna go up to Catfish. Yeah, this looks like a Zora check on top of this. So Kermit can do Pod or Swamp. Yep, he's gonna try Pod Eastern. And thinking about it, being on this particular version in this particular tournament, and with the items in Kermit's possession, we might see a new glitch exhibited in Pod. There's a way to check the bow lock side without bow, and it's a little weird and interesting how it works. If he does it, I'll go and explain it. For now, though, he is going to enter. We'll see if the bow was even required to begin with to do much here. Or he'll dip Eastern first. This is entirely a matter of preference. It would make more sense to do Pod first, just, you know, because then you can flute out of Eastern, but doesn't really matter. So Car's gonna check for the 3 items within Eastern. Should be able to get to almost all of them. Big key right away, good start. And Yume gets his life lesson. So now where will you be going next, Yume? Looks like the island in Hobo. Oh, and Ether was in Eastern Palace. So that opens up Meyer. Oh dear. Alright, if we find Bombos, then Ped has to be checked.
Okay, what was in Pod?
In Eastern, there was Ether.
Oh.
Yeah. Not good. It's just one item away from Ped being fully opened.
They were also one item away from
Go mode.
Go mode, so.
Yeah, we got a bit of a coin toss here. Almost quite literally, if you consider the fact that the coin is one of the items that we may need.
Yeah.
But yeah, Current now gotta go check what's in Pod. Found all 3 items in Eastern right away.
I see Yume still hasn't gone north in Overworld. In Dark Overworld. Avoiding that chat like the plague. That's a bitchy, it's locked!
I mean, he could use the potion, but he knows he's just gonna probably just want to go to Swamper Mire instead.
Well, it being the bid key, you want to find that bow and then just do the right side, grab the small key.
Yeah.
It's probably not even faster, but yeah, that's a god. That's a god split there.
Yeah,
you go through the right side.
That's just
grab your small key and you walk to the boss.
Yeah, so that's just gonna tell you Pod has nothing you need. Which is
now
why
we
you
got
did this.
Few options here. Swamp or Mire. Swamp's got 2 items, but it's locked further behind Logic, which... What? Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird sprite thing that can happen. You can break it without making the sprite disappear.
Okay. That was weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Mire 2 items, Swamp 6 items. Take your pick. And it looks like Kermit says, I'm going to do Meyer first because we got this flute at the start of the seed. And we just found ether. I would probably have done swamp first just because there's more items in it. But there is logic to going over here as well. So we are on a hunt for a bow and hoping to not find bombos prior.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder at this point if either of us is even going to consider checking PED, because at this point, if it's on PED, you're going to be checking these pendant dungeons fully anyways.
Exactly. I think that there's no point. It's either there or it's not.
Yep.
Right? Like,
So it may end up being a blind pull for the bow.
yeah, both owners did stall so early because they didn't have a reason to check.
Yep.
Just amazing to have 5 crystals done this quickly, and just need one more item to get the other 2.
I just saw a very good and important question in chat, which is, how comfortable is Kermit with the Meyer dark rooms? He did not get the lamp yet. So he will have to navigate through Meyer's dark rooms. And I don't know, we'll have to see. They're not the worst things in the world, but they can be a thing. Also, since this wasn't actually quite mentioned, Yume did end up getting his flippers. On his next pause, I'll double check that, but I'm fairly certain he did go get the flippers. I forget whether they went to Catfish or not. Oh, he is checking PED. Hello.
Okay. Well, I mean, this would give you the idea of if you're full clearing or not. So.
True, this tells you whether or not you have to kill the bosses, which can be an important factor. And yeah, Yume does have the ice rod too. Alright, what do we got? Little
Nope.
Piece of Love. So not PED. It's in one of the pendant dungeons though. Or behind something like, say, Mushroom. So, unlike Kermit here, who's probably going to full clear these dungeons, like boss included, Yume knows that if the boss does not have an item, he can just bail. And he's going to go for the high-density Swamp Palace play first. Alright, Kermit found the big key. Go check the big chest now. He's got one item left in this dungeon. That would be it right there. Yeah, and he doesn't think it's a pet seed either. Not having checked, but he's just gonna use his intuition and say it's not worth his time to stay there.
Yeah, it's 2% chance. It's not worth it to check on.
Yep, so he will probably go to... Well, no, he has to go to Swamp now. I don't think... Although he hasn't done the Old Man, I guess. So, Bombos in here indicates that the bow is in T-Rock. Otherwise, the bow is in here. That is basically what we're down to at this point. At which point, both Pod and Eastern can be swept under the rug very quickly, and then you go straight to GT. This is going to be a lengthy one for Yume, and Kermit needs to get there soon. I don't think Kermit has many locations left to check, and Swamp has to be on his radar.
Yeah, Swamp's either going to have Bombos or Bow. Sorry, did BB Kermit have land?
No, he does not.
Okay.
He never did check the Haunted Grove Cave, I believe. Uh, yeah, looking at his pause menu, he does not have it.
'Cause, I mean, I think that, like, if you have Bombos, you can just get there. It's not worth it to check on. It's just, it's too risky.
Yeah, he does not. In fact, it looks like he's going over there right now.
There's the lamp for them.
Yep. Yume's got 6 items to find still. Hasn't found anything yet in pot of note.
Grand rupees.
5 items to find. Gonna do left first from the looks of it. He's just gonna grab the key this way. Or he's going to remember that he can do this. And
Pretty
hopefully
sure
does not
he
flip
went
the key.
literally to the last pixel he could possibly do that in.
Yeah, it's like, how did he not go through the door?
I thought those were like black holes that just sucked you in.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Current checking Bombos before he enters. That's gonna probably falling right behind. Alright, so Yume is gonna go check the left side now. And Kermit's entering as well.
So if it's in here, Kermit's going to be a little bit behind. I mean, it pretty much has to be either in here or behind here. You may also be thinking, man, I really should have done the stuff north of Hype Cave. Oh, no, never mind, they did. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. I was away for a
at this
minute.
point, regardless of whether this is Bombos or Bo, is going to be slightly ahead of BB Kermit by at least 2 or 3 minutes. Just because they've done most everything, and
Oh, there it is!
yep, there it is, on left side too. Always left side gonna be the troll location. So a bowl with silvers for Yume, a go mode
Yeah,
intact.
there's our go mode. Not even a like, oh, can one of these runners do some weird trick to extend their... No, it's go mode for both these runners. Both have lamp, so won't have any issue with the dark rooms. Both already have the bid keys to their respective dungeons, so it's just walk into the boss. Kermit's going to be about 1.5 to 2 minutes behind, but that is not unbeatable.
Nope. It's very easy to come down to something like a GT side gamble. So with how little time these 2 dungeons take, especially with this pair that's going to happen here in Mirror, I don't think we're going to see sub 130. I think we're a little too late into doing this for that. But we'll probably see sub 140 from at least Yume. And yeah, Yume just needs a small key from over here, so he'll be going straight to Helm as soon as he grabs it. Oh, Kermit, are you... Oh, boy. Alright, Kermit is gonna lose a little more time here. I think he decided to go to the back of Swamp first. So, the bow is now going to be literally the last item he picks up in the dungeon.
Oh, man. When you're not in go mode, this is... If this was a crystal, this makes sense, but... Oh, man.
And now he's gonna go back for the big chest, too.
This honestly puts him about 5+ minutes behind. And gets the glitch.
Very hard to avoid said glitch. It just likes to suck you in, and it's I think it only happens on this particular build of Zelda Link to the Past.
I'm not even sure about that, but yeah, it's like a glitch with like the camera alignment.
Yeah. Now, the thing that bothers me is he skipped left side and went back up for the big chest. If you're coming back in to check left side, why did you go back for the big chest? It just kind of feels like backwards logic to me. Well, meanwhile, Yume is about to go over to Helm. We're still only on Master Sword, so the runners would like to find one more sword, ideally, before the end of the seed. But, leaving pretty much every item behind in Pod means that it could be here, and depending where GT Big Key is, they may not find it in there either. As Kermit goes
Hey,
to...
the mushroom.
Kermit's gonna be dealing with Argus now.
It's such a slow Argus fight with the Master Sword.
Yeah. Now, we might actually see what that mushroom is if Yume decides to go get more potions before going up to GT.
I mean, they're not going to hand it in even if they were. That's a very large waste of time.
Yeah.
Unless they were desperate to find a sword.
Yeah, that's about the only reason. And down goes Argus. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Kermit's main loss before going over to Argus here was he did Mire prior to this and found instruments.
Oh yeah, that too.
So that was the main reason there was a time difference here. And yep, he's going back in. As Yume makes his way over to the Armos Knights for their quote-unquote boss fight. Wait, Kermit. Kermit.
Oh, he's handing green pendants.
Okay, for the love of God, don't be Bombos, please. Nope, Kana Burna.
Oh, please don't go to... Please don't go somewhere else. Just go back to Swamp. Where is he going?
You can't do T-Rock unless you found Bombos in the back there. I didn't see him find it. No, he doesn't have it.
Okay, so
I guess he
normally comms...
Spike.
Normally as comms, we don't generally call out runners, but this is probably the silliest thing I've seen somebody do. I understand, okay, checking game potions and then also checking for an extra sword. That is understandable. Skipping left side this much. I understand not liking left side because it takes a while, or maybe you want to gamble on the other items that are in the other part. Skipping it entirely is something completely different.
Yeah, especially when you're combing the overworld for one item, which you can't find, and you're running out of locations to check, and you leave those items behind. That is the reason why it is such a jarring and kind of unsettling decision.
Well, especially since that's all it is. But Yume is on their way.
Yep, on their way to GT, so it's time to start the little guessing game.
But yeah, no, this is I'm not even sure where they're going. I guess they're what's in Dark World that they haven't done?
I don't know. But I guess maybe a couple I don't think he's checked Graveyard Cliff. But yeah. 1 through 22 as for locations in GT where the big key can be. If you are a sub to Speed Gaming, any of the Speed Gaming channels, or have donated 250 bits to any of the Speed Gaming channels, that bot there will take your answer into accordance and will track whether or not you guessed the key correctly. Whoever guesses it first and gets it closest or guesses the correct number will be the one who gets a point on the little record leaderboard. And we'll be going off of Yume's specific order since he will be going in first. And he is about to enter right now. I am going to throw out a guess for chest 16, personally. And in Yume goes. Let the opening commence.
And so 2 small T's, so they're gonna try right side.
Did we halt the bot, by the way? There we go. Just making sure. Yep, he is going to check right side first. A lot of runners, when they find keys early here, do check right side prior. Well, yeah, and as you can see, Kermit now going back into Swamp. Probably kicking himself a teeny bit for not doing left side here. What looked like a 2-minute lead is probably more like a 5 to 8 minute lead now for Yume. It's a decently comfortable one.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for Yume to lose this. Yume's probably been feeling pretty good at 127 again. They had a really fast seed. They had early boots. They had early flute. They felt mirror about 45 minutes in, and then even a quick bit key.
Yep, that's number 4. So that means Yume's just going straight up the tower. But still on Master Sword. Which is not a detriment, but it is less than ideal. Ideally, you want a Tempered Sword for Ganon, and especially for Gauntlet. So this is going to be a this is going to be a bit of a less than desirable one. But having found that big key as early as he did, we'll be content with how this finishes regardless.
I mean, this is going to be a great finish for Yume. Like a sub 140 is really good in Randomizer right now.
Yeah, sub 140 is pretty good in terms of finishing times. Sub 130 is typically insane in the current logic. Alright, Yume is in the gauntlet. And there's a quick first room. Deal with Stalfos in the second room. These guys are always annoying. Now, Kermit is making his way over to the left side. Will be in bow mode. Well, it is bow mode, yes, but he'll be in go mode with his bow shortly. Oh, you may, careful. You don't have much health left. I believe you have a fairy, but you don't have much health left. I'm gonna drink a potion right now. 12 Hearts Blue Mail is not the most health out there. It's sufficient, but it's not
it's a
a
bit
ton.
more health than you would have in an NMG run, just like ineffective
Yeah.
health. But yeah, definitely still like that's only I think you only have like 4 shots on Ganon there.
Yeah, because Ganon does 3 with the bats.
Yeah.
And I think his hugs do like 4 or 5, maybe 6 with Blue Mail. You may opts to take the heal, but it's gonna disorient the spawn of the Lambos a little bit. Still gets it though. Misses the third one, unfortunately. Oh, Kermit now in the position of the bow, gonna go make his way to Fruit Pod and Eastern. DT in chat saying that again, Hugs
Yeah.
do 6
It's
with
like
Blue
it's
Mail.
like 863 or something like that for HUDs. HUDs are brutal.
Yeah.
In Z1, they're just as effective. That's why that community calls them the Hyrule Pile Drivers.
Yep. Those Hyrule drivers hurt a lot. How's the fairy mess with that Lando fight? With those Lambos in the room after that particular anti-fairy / bunny thing, I learned recently from another content that they are apparently based on how quickly you go through that particular hallway, their spawn times. So if you take it slow, and sometimes if you use boots, you'll alter how the spawns work on those particular Lambolas. So Yume's checking chests, hoping to find a sword in the last 4 chests in the dungeon. The first 2 do not pay out. And we got this chest now. Also nothing, just a rupee. The chest behind Moldorm is the only one that's left that could have a sword to help out Yume here. Otherwise, he's going to be doing Master Sword Ganon, and without the cape, I might add.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a tough one. Can't use Burna because of it not letting you spin.
Now, if memory serves, is that simply because it makes the game lag too much that it won't pick up your spin inputs?
I actually think it's because some weird lore thing with the power that gives Link the ability to do his full spin technique is like the Burna uses like the same energy, something like that. But yes, it's actually probably that there would be too many sprites on the screen with all the sparkly sparkles.
Yeah.
But I think that there's some lore crap that they put on a telepathic tile somewhere.
Alright. No sword for Yume, so it is going to be a Master Sword finish to this particular seed. That is kind of a messy first spawn aghanim.
Not the greatest second aghanim either.
No. This one's a little better.
Still only a single.
Yeah.
This one's nice.
Yep. Line them up. And down he goes. Kermit almost at Helm. Yume going to Ganon. If Yume had a higher level sword, I would say that... Actually, no, even with this sub 135, I think even with a gold sword was probably impossible. But sub 140, definitely something that can happen and will most likely happen. But, like we mentioned earlier, Yume's going to be taking a lot of damage from things like bats. They do 3 hearts on Blue Mail. It's going to take 12 spins to progress Ganon through phases 1 and 2. And this is why you want Tempered Sword typically, because if you have the Tempered Sword, you can just swing your sword into Ganon to do the damage instead of having to spin like this.
Oh, taking a lot of damage there. Luckily, they did pick up potions before coming here. I would tend to choose to use it here. because these bats will kill him.
I think he has a fairy.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why they are opting to try to save it. Because it would be nice to keep that for the last phase, because got to use a lot of magic for it.
Indeed.
Oh no, never mind. We have silvers. We're good. Oh, and the best RNG. I mean, if they have fairies, I would just stand here and just spin. Oh, actually, we're down a potion already. I would just
he spent one in gauntlets, so he's only got he only had this one left, and that was
I
enough
couldn't get in
hits.
there.
Oh, this could be bad for you, mate.
Ooh.
Oh, that missed. Does he have a fairy?
That's the worst spot to be in.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh,
I thought he
no.
did have a fairy. My mistake. He is probably just gonna go buy more potions.
Only grabbing the red potions? I guess they have half magic. Oh, they only have. Oh, it was a bee, not a fairy.
Yeah, that was probably where my confusion was. Alright, Yume heads back again, and he's got time still. Kermit's still dealing with the Armos Knights.
Yeah, they have quite a bit of time. They could have a lot of issues with this fight. Ganon is very difficult.
Especially when using was basically the bare minimum in terms of offensive capability against him. And it has to be a sword. The hammer won't damage Ganon. Unless you're playing swordless. Yeah, plenty of time. Just needs to relax and do what you can. It's an okay position when he gets up in that top right corner, but without the cape, you can't really take advantage of it, and without him being in phase 2, you can't really take advantage of it either. Which he is now, and now you wish he was back in that top right corner again. Taking out his hook shot for some dodge maneuvers. There's the God Corner. That's 10 hits alone in that particular spot. He's gonna drink another potion. First this fight, technically. I think he's got one more hit to do.
Yeah. Something close to that.
Should...
It is 12 for the first few phases, 4 for the third, no matter what. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. And then it's either 4 silver arrows, 12 tempered or golden sword spins, or 24 master sword spins if you're doing silverless. He is still gonna have to spin Ganon to stun him in the last phase, though, which is coming up right now.
Yeah, can't just do a slash, even though it's the last phase. Not too much different, honestly.
Doesn't get torch glitch. Not probably too concerned about that.
No, it doesn't really make a difference here. Maybe Kermit might not have a super long Ganon's tower, but might also not find out if there's a sword in here or not, unless they go left side.
Yeah. Alright, you made...
There's last second there.
Yeah. Well, that means he's done. Barring any sort of other incident, he should be done with the race. Kermit is in GT and did take the right path, so should be in possession of his big key pretty soon. And Yume does finish first with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 34 seconds. GG to Yume. We might be able to get an interview with him in just a moment. Hermit, meanwhile, finds that key. He's gonna make his way up the tower. And yeah, it is a note. Even with that death, he's still managed to get sub 140. Which is pretty nice. Alright, Yume's actually in chat right now. GG Yume, and yeah, those deaths happen. If you have any interest in an interview with us, Yume, you can pop in when you're ready. Otherwise, we can do a little bit of, I guess, a chat interview while waiting for Kermit to finish.
At least in the Golden Bee. I'm not sure how many rooms this will actually last for.
Well, to answer your question there, Code Logic, some people use PC emulators, some people use actual consoles. There's a mix.
Yeah, the majority do, just because the stuff to stream this game on console, it gets pretty pricey. You need a $100 thing called an SD to SNES, or a roughly $100 thing called an EverDrive. Then you need the system itself. You need a capture card, which can go from anywhere from $50 to $100 for a SNES capture card, and that's on top of the PC that you already have, etc. So the majority of people do generally run on emulator.
Alright, looks like Yume is in the setup room. Let's get them in here for an interview. Yep,
Hello,
yeah.
Yume.
Hello.
GG on that.
Man, I'm still embarrassed about that first death at Ganon. That was stupid.
Yeah, that's fine.
Those happen.
It's Master Sword Ganon, and the pattern you got at the end there was a little rough.
Yeah, so this was relatively close overall. A couple things kind of happened to Kermit, though, that kind of gave you a bit of a lead.
Well, the main one being being allergic to the left side of Swamp.
Oh.
Yeah, that cost him a fair bit of time. He also could not reach Cold Stare on his first pass. He actually died failing the bomb jump, so he had to make a second trip into ice. Didn't waste too much time there, though. He also did Mire prior to Swamp, so there's that too.
Well, I don't know if you saw it. I was on 6, then I was thinking for a second, then I was panicking to find 4.
Yeah, I think
Because
I do remember seeing that a little bit.
First off, I was like, wait, what was Green Pendant again? I guess it was Swamp.
It was.
Yeah, and at that point I was like, well, it's 7 items versus 2, both are a pain in the arse, and yeah, so let's just go with more density. So I decided to actually go into Swamp there and not go into Mire, because I had checked all of the Mire area prior to that already. So I really didn't have any I didn't have anything why I would have to go there again.
Yeah, you got a very low item required seed as well, but with only... You not need to do Swamp, Mire, or T-Rock cuts out a fair number of items, typically. Though it turns out you did need that King of Samaria.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I picked it up.
That was in Hookshot Cave.
Oh yeah, Hookshot, right. Well, I'm kind of happy. I usually don't really like to sequence break that much anymore, especially now on 29, where, well, things just somehow work out with each other and there are proper sequences of what you have to do. Not like totally randomness like it was before. And I don't know. Like I said, I usually don't sequence break that much, but I was so happy that I actually got into Ice Palace without the flippers, because that actually saved me
Kermit,
a whole
just
lot
let's
of
point out
time.
Kermit's having a much better time with these patterns.
Yeah, he's on Aga 2 currently. Just took about like 3 cycles, 4 cycles. He ended up working out pretty well. So yeah, how did you feel about having like mobility tools really early and for most of the seed?
Feels pretty great. I'm used to like 2.5 hour key sanity seats without boots, which is not fun.
Whereas you got boots and the flute pretty early this seed, and those do make it fairly fun.
Yeah, I actually goofed first and forgot to activate the flute.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. So what'd you think of the seed overall?
Yeah, I think except for that troll bow in left side swamp, it was pretty straightforward. It was pretty easy, except for what you actually had to do stuff with. I mean, I actually like doing the Mothula fight only on fire sword, so that probably saved me a little bit of time as well. Just go there, do it, and also getting the mids early there.
Yeah, you both went straight to Skullwoods, and it's a good thing you did, because that was very important, Titan's mitts in there.
Yeah, because it opened up pretty much a lot of stuff.
Ooh, Kermit took it at the Ganon. But has a fairy, so he's still going to be going for a little bit longer.
Where did he find that fairy, though?
I'm trying to remember, because I knew one of you had a
Oh,
fairy.
he's trying to spin with the. Yeah, unfortunately can't.
Nope, he can't.
Oh,
But,
and now he's
yeah,
stuck.
I was trying to remember who found the fairy, and I don't remember now where it... Oh, that was in Meyer Big Chest. That's why.
That made sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he's also on 1 heart currently. May want to consider drinking another potion if he has it. But it looks like he might not. And finding out the hard way, you cannot spin with that Cane of Burna. Yeah, he is out of potions. He takes another hit, he is dead. Yeah, down he goes. We'll probably go get some potions before trying this again. Yep. Though he probably should have not left his portal right here.
Yeah, takes the damage and gets booted out.
Well, not to mention, it's just not wise to leave the portal up here, because you have to go all the way back up, like, the stairs inside of the castle to get to this portal. You should leave it on, like, the front side, the front walkway to get back to it easier. I just see a bit of discussion in chat with using keyboards. It's probably not the worst thing to use keyboard in this game, just because it is a 8-directional control. It just probably feels a little weird doing certain things.
I think diagonals are the worst because you can't have a button set for a diagonal. So
Yeah.
doing the diagonals, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to find the right way to make those work. Yeah, it should not be much longer before Kermit finishes here. That death did cost him sub 150, but he will definitely get sub 2.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't fail again. He's got blocked here too, I think. Yeah, he's right inside that.
I also just took a look at your collection right there, Yume. 136 is pretty good.
Well, he didn't do like any of the dungeons there.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't do any unnecessary stuff except for, I think, a lot of overworld.
Yeah, a few overworld checks and left the dungeons for the most part alone that didn't need to be dipped into. And you only did like half of Swamp, so that cut down your item checks as well. And we found the big key in Fork Chest, so that helped too.
But yeah, honestly, crazy. What did I have? 5 crystals at like 56 minutes, if I remember correctly, something around that.
Yep, and then you, I think it was
Then
you
the hunt
found
for
out.
the bow started.
Yeah. And then I think you found out, you were the one who found out at first too that Pod was full bow locked, so there was no reason to go in at all.
Yeah, I was trolled by Vanilla Bow in Eastern so many times in 28 and 29 that I thought, well, let's go check Eastern. And when I go check Eastern, why not get a look at Pod? And well, luckily it was the key locked in the first chest, so I knew there is nothing I can do. I mean,
Yeah.
even the bottle glitch would have not helped at that point anyways. Not
Yeah.
that I could do that, but... yeah, I think that was also a positive factor of how I could route this seed in the end.
Using that cape again, that cane again.
And he at least has a cane!
Yeah.
Feels bad, man. But yeah, we have no clue where the other 2 sword upgrades were then, huh? Because I figure Kermit got the same ones that I got.
Mm. Well, he's finally progressed to phase 3.
Yeah, he got this. I believe.
Alright, on to phase 4. Ooh. Well, that's a position where he can get a double. He's gonna have to light the torch again for another one, though. That's probably gonna just be a single in that position. Might be able to get the last spin in before hitting the torch. Nope, gonna have to light one more time. And uses his other potion as well, but should get it this time. Yep, down he goes. Alright, and that leaves Kermit, who is finished in second with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 36 seconds. So about 14 minutes after Yume finished. And he is in the setup room for an interview, so we'll see if we can pull him in here. Hey Kermit, GG, dude.
GG, man.
Oh, that was so bad.
Why? Why, Kermit?
I don't know.
Yeah. We're all very like a little confused about what happened in Swamp.
It was the last chest. I could check. So good.
Yeah.
I felt so behind. That's why I just went out of there and checked the other spots that were left. I mean, I probably was pretty behind already.
Yeah. You weren't actually behind by all that much. I think around the time you were both in Swamp, there was maybe a 2 or 3 minute difference. The main thing you did there, opponent didn't, was Meyer. And your little ice mishap also cost you a little bit of time, but otherwise it was pretty close.
Yeah, it feels really bad. I should
Well,
have been better than this.
I mean, it's not the same. You do tend to not make the same mistake twice, so at least you'll know to potentially give that a bit more of a consideration next seed.
Yeah.
Well, other than
Yeah.
those details, what did you think of the seed?
It started off pretty well, I think. I think I did pretty good in the beginning, but yeah, I kinda I don't know where it fell off. I think it was probably just when we searched for the bow, I guess.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
bow
know.
was.
Maybe the death and eyes as well.
Yeah,
That shouldn't
finding
have
the
happened.
bow was probably the worst part of this seed, but early boots, early fluke just felt pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. The thing about Maya was when I was checking in pod and EP, I found Ether and I just thought, oh god, I've seen that before. So yeah, just went in there. It was a bad play.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was that bad of a play, but yeah.
Yeah, overall, though, this was a pretty fun race to watch between you two, and you both performed pretty well in the seed overall. You actually had a better Aga than you may ended up doing, Kermit.
Well, yeah. I mean, my execution overall was okay. I think I didn't do too poorly in the execution, but yeah, I just made the wrong
Couple
choices.
small mistakes, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
1-2 feels bad.
Yeah, that means Yume's going to be going up 2-1. Definitely going to be some strong contenders in 2-1.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's too much more here that needs to be covered. Anything else you two want to add?
GG and good luck for the rest of your tourney, Yume. Hopefully you can make it to
same to you.
5-2.
GG.
Yeah.
I hope so as well. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, and shout outs to the people in Twitch chat who were rooting for me. Really appreciate it. And thanks, obviously, for commentating and stuff and tracking and restreaming as well.
Yeah, quick shout out to our tracker today, Epic Yoshi64, for keeping up with this. In terms of other races tonight, I have a bit of interesting news here. We have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 races starting. Like right in as we talk here, like within the next minute, these races are going to be starting. 3 of them on the Link to the Past Randomizer channels. 1 of them is on Speed Gaming 4. So if you want more Rando to watch, you have a quick gateway ticket to there. 2 other races also started an hour ago on 2 channels, and there's another one starting in another hour.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's one starting right now that got picked up.
And if you guys want to catch a lot of races, make sure you follow the associated Speed Gaming channel, Speed Gaming 1 through 5, and Link to the Past Randomizer 1 through 4. Other than that, though, if you guys enjoyed the race between Kermit and Yume here, make sure you stop by their Twitch and give them a follow. They would appreciate the support. And I guess that's probably going to do it from me and Zelda's here. And I've been Buckshot 24. We'll see you guys some other time.
Yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone.